Keblai pi baro syakatup Khubor jungi ke dbmnTv. Kimat bekong san menta ke sengi Shillong. Ngat lai ngut hatin song pulit bernihat. Yok biang kibas JNNURM bandrung hakandai lat bat mot pran. Dawa ki MLA ban siu tikna ya ketulop kinong hikai. Bat sengat kinong aibam yap rai ko kimra hatura zu. Bat mentangin pas ki Khubor bakam banyak. Hadin bagi pulut kila yok ki jingtip betikna na ki sentiat kila pen up ten song bantong yi kinong kayi drop ki bayat palwan hasurok ba agwati Shillong ha bernihat polis outpost. Hakani ke jing pen up ten song langat laingut ki samla ki bekerteng udilip maulong na nong mensong ubejai thapa na lat nartiang bat uban chingan kupar khongdup na kedat nong mensong kat bakidang yat saho daka Maruti 800 ML not Sun M Nyau henriu sao pra ha kapor nyau baje min mit. Nakani kekali la yok kem khat sao tali ki sop sabon ki drok balabure khop hakrum ki jakashong kini ki drok ki khia shispa sao pho point lai pun nyau gram bat ha bala bishar bahad ki jing thau jing wo ki babyang la shem be ki de ki heroin barem dor. La kem ye kani kekali bat ne kini ki briu la yok kenjut lightly ki mobile sao hajar tingka ke pisa lai tali ki beno rendang jakashong bat kawai ka tendong injek. Ki pulit ki lakem yi kini ki samla hakmat ki saki satar ki babyang kat kum ki kendon jangkaan NDPS. Kibas JNNURM kibalasya pensange bandrung hakandai lat bat mot pran hakitayau Christmas minta kilayok kalat banyat kamai kumba Jylla barok shikata hakandai lat bat mot pran. Kinong penyat bat kinong nya ya kini ki bosau kumba jukot e yaki kila phomut da kejingkemen namar kini ki jakayat kilong ki babyang bha ka kamai kaji bat kila aru ban chakri khambhai kinong let nangwan. Kajing sya singit kini ki bos hakini ki lai banai tam kalabu e ki kena skul kinong terai bella bat kinong de nong thit ha kijing e ki babun chat.
Kamay sana.
Dang menhunin berubah sakang ki bos pipi trip tayu try belanja bos.
Apa trip istri dari itu?
Kita rasa kemai lawan nyak bos biar.
Lama kayo kan. Ha? Dari bedak sudah. Siapa pun din pilih balik lagi. Beri kubang kubas. Kubas. Kai mana ba pelat dia kubas. Right. Kita kembali kelip dengan hadir ni saya pentingnya kita terima report sudah.
Khubor ngut ki Emily kaliang persya kilara ia kamat kebayadai berkejing jeng kinong hikai ha ke Jylla kamtam habayadai berkejing boteng ban pelat ia ketulop syakinong hikai ad hoc bat SSA. Haba jebab ahlor kini kejingkeli Menteri Ketanat Pulih Putih rakam sangma kumju Menteri Rangba ukon rat ke sangma kilai thu ba ke Jylla ke don hadu 100% hajar ngut kinong hikai bat kepelut ru kumba arajar arspa kelur tingka tang ketulop ye kinong hikai.
In their employees. So, may I know the mind of the government? What step taken by department to ensure regular salary for casual teachers engaged in government school?
Sir, since this question is, as I said, related to finance of the state also, hence I would take the opportunity to reply on behalf of the minister also. Sir, number one, what we need to understand that these categorization of teachers are very different, sir. The ad hoc school teachers, which is being mentioned by the honorable member, what we have to remember, sir, that these are schools started by private managing committees. It's not started by government, sir. These are schools that, say, an individual or a committee decides and they start the school on their own. It's not that the government has started them. It's not that the government has appointed teachers. Once these ad hoc schools, once the schools then start running, they realize that maybe they don't have the sufficient funds to further run the school. And hence they approach the state government that can you help us with some kind of a grant to run our school. Not government school, run their school. And hence these teachers in the school that has been started with by the private organization, by the private managing committee, is then looked in by the government and says that, well, that's good, these people are running it well, let us help them with some kind of an additional fund. And that's when the government of Meghalaya then gives the funds as an ad hoc grant to those teachers. So what I'm trying to explain, sir, is that it is not that these salaries of these teachers or the school was started by government of Meghalaya. These were started by private managing committees. There are many such schools that are running today. There is close to 700 such schools that have applied for ad hoc grant to government of Meghalaya. And we have not been able to pass them because the earlier schools that have been given that ad hoc grant, these private schools run privately by the managing committee, and hence the distinction of these two needs to be done very clearly. There are the government LP schools which the government runs. Hence, it is the government's duty to pay them, and we are paying them salaries on time, sir. All the benefits as per government, things are going to these teachers. So this category is completely different from these ad hoc teachers. And hence we need to understand that ad hoc teachers was never started by government of Meghalaya. It is our private schools run by private managing committees, and state government is simply giving them an ad hoc grant, sir. So this is very important to understand this aspect. Number two, sir, that it is also, we have realized that yes, the fact that even though these are privately run and privately owned schools, and the government is giving them a grant to help them support their system and the institution. But the point is that yes, these teachers also deserve to get their salaries on time, to be given by the managing committee, not by the state government. So therefore, this suggestion has been in fact something that we have been working on it for a long time. That's the reason last year we enhanced the ad hoc grants to be given to these private institutes run by private managing committees. And we are working also to ensure that these grants that are given to these private institutes are also given on time, in the sense on a regular basis, so that they can then further give the salary to their teachers on time. But what the distinction which we need to make, and the honorable member and the state as a whole and the members of the house need to understand, that ad hoc teachers are private managing committee schools run by private institutes, not by government. Government simply gives a grant to them to help them run their school. So this distinction needs to be made very clearly, sir.
Saling Sangma, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'll be asking a very simple question. Now, we know that there is a symptomatic problems and challenges faced by the department. But we have to, deal with the problems. Sir, there are teachers who has already retired and then shifted to, some of the teachers, they have already shifted to other departments for their better job. So the vacuum created by the teachers are not being filled up. So the simple question is that those teachers who are already shifted, whether they are replaced or can be replaced. So any step has been taken so far so that, the dropout of school children will not be there in the schools. Because maximum of the SSC school, even the government LP schools, you can't find the students right now because of the teachers are not present. Those teachers who are already present, whether that can be filled up, because this is the simplest way of filling up the vacant post. So I would like to ask the government whether any replacement has been done so far as to, look into the matter at the earliest, because there are teachers, there are schools who are not having the teachers even now also. So at least that can be done at the earliest, because these are the challenge. This is not the challenges, because the teachers is already there. So I would like to request the government if those can be filled up at the earliest.
Speaker, sir. So I think the honourable member means of a government LP school teacher.
Yes, even the SSC teachers also, because I'm not telling the education department to radically change everything overnight. At least those teachers who are already not there right now, even the SSC teachers also, even the government school teachers also, sir.
Speaker, sir. So as of today, in the last 2 years, in the government LP school in whole of the state, there are more than 1,002 vacancies are there in the government LP school. The recruitment process will take place preparation after completion of all the processes. So the government has decided, since there is a delay of all this kind for the recruitment of the already MTET pass candidate, so government has decided to send a teacher on temporary basis to all the government LP school.
May I specifically know from the Minister in charge what is the reason behind non-appointment of SSA teachers in case of retirement and resignation? Because this is a problem that in many schools on the SSA scheme where a teacher retire or resign, they have not been replaced or reappointed immediately.
Sir, we are coming back to the same point and again after one round again back, because there are many SSA where some have been become vacancy due to resignation or shifting up from here and there. So, sir, government is doing all exercise, but in view of the rationalization, sir, as we said, there are many SSS schools which having very, very low enrollment, and we are doing the exercise of rationalization, and government will consider all this matters, sir.
Okay. Lastly, Celestine, Dr. Celestine, please. But please don't repeat the already asked questions.
Yeah, I will not repeat,
the
sir.
same thing.
My question is, in a situation where a teacher is supposed to go for retirement, say in the month of September, he's due for retirement, then who will take over the school in the month of October and November, and who will take over to take care of the admissions processes for the next academic year? What is the SOP, Standard Operating Procedure, for this stopgap arrangement that the Education Department is having? Because there are many schools where a teacher retires in the month of November. When it comes January, February for new admissions, there's no teacher to look after that. So that is how many schools do not have enrollment, because there's no teacher to do the enrollment work. So what is the SOP or the stopgap arrangement for that situation?
So Speaker, so this is exceptional cases because most of the school having double teacher, triple teacher. So if the headmaster going to be retired, the assistants will always take over. And so in most of the cases, it's the fact that there are many teachers working in different schools. So if they understand that that particular teacher is going to be retired in the month of September, in the month of November, so the teachers that come on transfers. So these are the matters is being examined, sir. And if that point to be correct, as our honourable member pointed, sir, matter will examine to do the needful, sir.
Kinong tre ka Wildlife Division jong ka Forest Department kibapet bat sumar ye kimrat klau halumpung rimrat ne zoo Nehru Park kabajngai kumbasaw kilometer nanong ba tura harut surok tura garu badha kilanang sngat ka kpo na kajing bambha kat ba kimrat klau bakipet ha ka tay ka zoo kilaray kho bat yap ngan na kajing kerdu bam Kasorkar MDA1 kabalakop baka Jylla kalakiw syaprang hakibabun kiliang Katba ni Jyllong kimrat klau ha katay kazu kapen imar kongpong baya kajing bam balamang ye kimrat labam ay de kibriw kibalabu banri ban sumareki. Amtang bakiyo ekatulom kidabam sindon saya kabha jeng kimrat klau kibamla ban Jyllaw ya kini kapap kasang ukon banri. Ni lada kini kimrat ki Jyllaw kini kinong pet nongri balalot kim sngaw thu ekasur perta jeng kini kimrat kibaya jantam bat unong bo nong tau. Lese, kadai kini kejungi berit ba Menteri Rang Batu kari Narendra Modi, bat Menteri ki kampo yang kari India Amit Shah, kila kedaukti bat keno ekasarkar MDA1, bakalong kababam saptam hakari India barok kawai. Namarwat ye kejingbam balamang ye kimrat ru labam lot do briu. Kejinglong jingman jong kini kejaka rimrat klau, kapoi hauput ubay isat met haduk kata-kata. Wat kinong wan pitka ye kini kazu kijau umat banyu i kejing syak le ben kimrat hakani kejaka. Ye kazu Nehru Park tura lashna lakat tukat nisnem menta. Ye kimrat klau kibaleri ha atat ke DC office lepen kenriak shan Nehru Park Zoo banyo kejing sumar sukher kebabiang bha. Pause kalong mar kongpong menta. Kesenjuk ki kentai Balang Catholic Zone 7 kalapen her ya kalama rakhe ya kesengi bekerpang jeng kilong kemi ke Women's Week kabala long ar sengi lenter ha ka arpusan bat arpun retrik Lber ha Solat Parish Ribhoy District. Leple ya kini kejing rakhe da kata yau kilong kemi da udi ke pariat bat lepen kot do bat Charles Marngar Emily bat MDC Kamauti ha ka arpun retrik Lber. Kilong kemi kilayata ya kipang kibayadei bat kini kejuk minta kibakentup Kasai perkat thamai hakaliang kejing start ki kor ki bor technology ban kenjo syakabha ban rap borshin rang bat kentai. Kilong kemi negi santli ki parish Sning, Maubri, Lber, Solat bat kamaulasnai kilawan ban shimenta da kejing shitrhem syakani ke Lempung. Layo kejing hikai bat jing ajing mut na ki padar bat ki sistar bakumnu kilong kemi kinla ban penwan dor ya kalong yeng long sem. Haka sengikut haka por minstep lepelong da kejing kenya mas bekut dauling do soblei kalbinus majau ringkat usoblei John Paul Imsat bat soblei Leo Yaubor parish priest ko Solat parish. Lepun kup burami kinongkit kambarim jang kasengkenthei Balang Catholic Zone 7 kibala treshi tom barok shkata ban lum ban lang bat ban penklan ya kasengkenthei na kabenta ban penklan ya kejing syakri haka balang habarok santli ki parish. Lapin ipu iping ruah kate kesengi ling bagi sur jingwai ki jingshat bat ki drama ki beket jingmut balapan krek da kilong kemi.
Kasur bas ngau tiang kasawana lum gash leya katembak enja Kadeka bajiu ayer utra
MLA kemelim ubak Roni V Lingdo ulabuk jingkeli haying dorbar. Ke kakam jong ke sorkar bantek lakam ye kitu ki kali ki bapendat ye ki hong ki ba kejing sawa ka bajur bha bat pinwit bhai ki nong shong shnong kam tam ha kapor men mit. Ha kejuk kapor ulo ongru badon ki baju penlong jaka penher kali shiteng mit ha ki benta jong ka nyomer apa Shillong ka bala pinwit haduk kata-kata ye ki pat ba namar kejing sawa. Halor kani kejing ot ubak Roni usembut menteri rangba ubak senyau bahalang dhar ula kular ban shimkia bantek lakam da ka bapenteri kam ye ki kendon jangka Motor Vehicle Act.
Section 119 subsection 2 Central Motor Vehicle Rules 1989 is applicable. Sir, I would like to request the Deputy Chief Minister, how will he ensure that this rule is made applicable and implemented, because, sir, especially in our Shillong areas where huge, big vehicles ply 24 hours, 24/7, and they late at night also, around 1-2 o'clock in the morning, sir, they still honk and disturbs the sleep of all the people living near the road. So I would like to ask the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, what steps will he take to ensure that these vehicles do not even fit those honking devices beyond the permissible limit, and what measures will he take to ensure that those who violate are punished and ensure
Mr. Speaker, sir, as per the section 192, actually this section states that it's strictly prohibited to fit men all those on which are multi-horn, which disturb the noise pollution. So yes, maybe not up to the mark, but all the enforcement machinery has been instructed to all the districts to restrict all this, and if found to be few vehicles to be used at horn which really disturb, which not as per the section. So as per section 1920 subsection 2, fine will be imposed as per the law, Mr. Speaker, sir. But anyway, we are trying our best. Yes, we have received few complaints about this type of horn. So we are trying our best to make sure that in future that all those multi-ton horn which disturb the noise pollution really, so our officers on the field, we are trying from the department at our level best to make sure that this multi-horn should not disturb, especially the people living near the national highway.
I'd like to thank the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister. So because noise pollution affects the health of people, and especially if these honking devices are used near the hospitals, educational institutions. So, sir, I'm very glad that the Deputy Chief Minister has given his assurance. So another thing is, though it is not related to these honking devices, now there is this practice of some of these vehicles to alter, modify these silencers or mufflers, sir. And in a Shillong area, some of these vehicles use that road as a racing track at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I've received complaints from people, sir, because, some of these stretches are, straight, like that Banyan stretch, and affects village up to 7th mile of Shillong, sir. So I'd like to request the Deputy Chief Minister to ensure that these, because I believe the motor vehicle rules prohibit even altering, modifying these mufflers, silencers of vehicles, which is very prevalent, sir, among these vehicles, especially by the youth. They use that, I don't know, to get some thrill out of it, or maybe, replicate, since they cannot have racing cars, they altering these, sir. So I'd like to request the Deputy Chief Minister to ensure that these who alter, modify these mufflers or silencers of the vehicles are also, sir, prevented from doing so, sir. So I'd like to ask the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, what steps will he ensure to take to ensure that these are also prevented, sir?
Mr. Speaker, sir, yes, as per this silencer modification, there is number of vehicles found on the road, because depend on the different categories of vehicles, as per Rule 1, as per Section 120 of Section 2, actually it should be for general maximum noise level for a silencer. For the light motor vehicle, it shall not be exceed 81 dB, and for the heavy vehicles should below 91 dB. It's the same thing, Mr. Speaker, sir, said point raised by the honorable member is very valid. So even for this, so we are trying to monitor it because so many vehicles are trying to modify all this, especially the silencer. It causes lots of noise. It really disturbs the citizen of the state. So we will try from our best. All the officers placed in field to make sure all this cause noise pollution should be not disturbed within the, especially just like I had a reply within this near the road.
Ki doktor nakaperton sipaya da kaput BSF kila ai dawai bat sumari kinong pang hamuktapur Jylla kola bat hakishnong ki bamarjan ki badon kaput kari Bangladesh haka ar punyau Lber. Ia kini ke kami rap ngobhai ki pat ba la le da kaperton 4th Battalion BSF Meghalaya haka bapalat saus pa ngut ki briu kilawan banyo ikijingirap hakani kesngi. Ki doktor kila batairu ikipat ba ban nek kut le suba hala ying la sem bat ban sumar bhai ko umbam umdi ban lat ni kijing pang kpo baharukom. Ki BSF kila airu ik shuki shaka ya ki nongpang ki bamla ya la yeng. Bat la sam pat ba iki filter kiu jiar ki borti lumnyut bat bun ki tiar kitar bapendan kam haying asem. U Commandant Devinder Singh ulasami ki tiar ile ka shekin riutli ki sport club hakini ka than riwar jangka West Janta Hills district. Deki hajar ngut ki pat ba ki lapoi shekini ka lumpung ai dawai hakani kesngi. U MLA ka VPP na not Shillong uba Lber nongrum minta kesngi ulara da ka 0 notice haying dor ba thau an ka Jylla banyatai halor ka jingpenlut ka tanat ka kwat ka khya ha ka jingya kun ya ka klam COVID-19.
Inform the House that there is a 0-hour notice tabled by Sri Lber Nongrum, MLA, under Rule 49A of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business to the news item published in Khubor, dated 31st December 2023, under the caption T43 Klur Pendonkam Bakla Ka Health Department Ban Yakum COVID dispersing. Sri Lber Nongrum, MLA, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for allowing me to raise a matter of grave importance on the rules 49A of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business. The matter relates to a new item which appeared in Khubor on dated 31st January 2023 under the caption Saupulai Kulur Tingka Penokam Bakla Ka Health Department Ban Yakun COVID. The same news item also appeared in Ulongsan Yuma on the same date under the caption Saupulai Kulur Tingka Bam Klok Ka Sorkar Jylla Nakapisa COVID Ka Sorkar Preng. Mr. Speaker, sir, I only request for clarification from the Health Minister to the particular matter of grave importance, which I shall specifically draw attention. During the last Assembly session, that is autumn session 2022, I had put a start question to the government on dated 12 September 2022 regarding amount spent on COVID-19 till date. Regarding amount spent on COVID-19 till date. And with reference to the total amount spent from the centre, the reply from the Health Minister was rupees 76.56 crores. Now, we see from the news item that has been raised in this 0-hour matter that the RTI finding by one dispersing Rani, one of the RTI activists, which he received from the CPIO, NHM Finance Division, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, that central release of grants in AIDS through NHM under India COVID-19 emergency response and health system preparedness package for state of Meghalaya was rupees 15.61 crore in phase 1 and rupees 104.12 crore in phase 2. I am not aware of COVID-19 activities continuing in the state after dated 12 September 2022. I may repeat again. I am not aware of COVID-19 activities continuing in the state after dated 12 September 2022. Therefore, as a member of this August House, it is my parliamentary privilege to be given the correct information and not to mislead. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, through this zero-hour matter, I ask how the amount of money spent from central government on COVID-19 activities in Meghalaya can be officially declared in the State Legislative Assembly for an amount lower than what is declared by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India in an RTI. I am very grateful to know the fact because we are representing this August House, representing the voice of the people of the state at large would like to know the fact. With just these few words, Mr. Speaker, sir, I resume my seat.
Yes, Minister in charge to reply, please.
Honorable Speaker, sir, at the outset, I would like to thank Lber Longbuk, Honorable Member from North Shillong constituency, for calling attention on this topic through Rule 49A. During the COVID pandemic, I would like to clarify to the August House the following facts. During the COVID pandemic period, Union of India, through Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, had come up with an emergency COVID response package to support the efforts of state in its efforts towards fighting COVID. The package was accorded to Meghalaya in 2 phases, viz. ECRP Phase 1, ECRP Phase 2. This was funded through the National Health Mission. ECRP Phase 1 is 100% centrally funded head, whereas ECRP Phase 2 encapsulates a 90:10 funding pattern between the central and the state government, respectively. ECRP 1 was for the year 2020 to 2021, and ECRP 2 was during 2021 to 2022. The question asked in the Assembly in the autumn session of 2022 was regarding the amount spent from central and state respectively for COVID intervention. Thus, the answer that was mentioned was 76.56 crores in this August House, sir. The RTI filed to the Union Ministry had asked for the amount sanctioned, for which a reply given as on 20th January 2023 was 104.12 crores rupees. I would like to mention that the amount mentioned in the RTI is correct. However, the reply given during the then autumn session was about the money that was spent already. Various works under ECRP2 are long-term works, the works of which are ongoing. Moreover, the sanction for one major component of the package, that is the critical care block amounting to 21.38 crores, was given much later than that of the other components. The work has just begun for that, and no financial progress has been made so far. Therefore, The amount that has been misunderstood as missing has not been spent and shall be released based on the physical progress of the sanctioned work, sir.
Kahito mauring keneng circle hakajingalam u president u Gary S Mirbo bat u secretary Balashem Lingdo Nonglat hakajan miet jangka arpun riu tarik u Lber hakapor kumbah riu steng AA kilapha no ye wei unong trai ha petrol pump Indian Oil kabadon hadeu saw mauring keneng namar layakut ba un hikai trai ye keni kam ye kisamla na keni kishnong penban la arbanai shim hikai AA kumta kaseng kalapha no u shakajaka bat kashnong ba wan bat ba usyong usa nakani kajiu kajaka la shemba wei ubatre electrician ularung hasnong klem da tip ki borsnong la pha lang no ye uniru banik phai shakajaka ba uwan
awan hanya kan ka pom ni Indian Oil ko badai ha ni adong sa ni na kaliang kasang kumbaju long na kapor ponong manailat di ni poi ai kini mendering mla manailat kabadita na kadaw ka jing bomdan jong manager ni kan ka pom bansir manailat ni bukhar kun kayu para Khasinews ni Henry kan ai jing syam jing ba ka ai bang solngo ka ba uni ubreu arbana ni bukhar suan suang ben kai ni nuru lo benikran staff ni tapi ni staff yang ba mudan kata ka jing kai mudan kata kayu ni na kaliang kasang na kapor ku bang juang bang nimdei kita ki butang kanu kam tam hawa ya dai baka kata ya ka ri baka sai bendriu jungi ingin be kini poi ai ginom ailat lan nuru dadai yanui nuru dadai hakanu kanu ka sakaro
ha ka bayadai na kaliang kasnong kala pentip sungi bakat aipor yang yukar arbanai bau kai ki kena kasina ni bande ya ka kam mencarnya pom karena du arp santrik ubrai benukong kemudian hadu arp santrik ini kena galai jadi minin kesini ada por ini balakot dang we kena kasih makan lu untuk cikan ni kan kita akan diberi ini ada yang kasih yang bersiran yang wan baik yang duduk wan liu ulai itu saya ini ba don we kena kasih ru wan ban yo cikan ring di nak kalian kasih ni masih bersumber kini kasih jam ban be na yu
Bat da kituki Khubor ngila poisha kabakut tat hadu pengile syembiang kuble shibot.